What's up, Steelers Nation? Your Pittsburgh Steelers are in the lab, working hard every single day to get better, stronger, and more prepared to bring winning football back to the Steel City. Whether it's OTA, prep, roster shakeups, or strategic, off-field moves, this team is focused on improvement. And we're here to bring you the inside scoop. Before we dive in, hit that like button to support the channel, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss the latest Steelers news and rumors. Let's get into it. Steelers Nation, this offseason has been absolutely electric, especially with the biggest quarterback mystery in the NFL hanging over our heads. Will Aaron Rodgers wear black and gold in 2025? It's been nearly 2 months of speculation. The four-time MVP still hasn't announced his future. Is he retiring, returning to the Jets? Or could he actually be planning to take over as the Steelers' QB1? Well, this weekend, the rumor mill exploded after local radio host Andrew Filipponi dropped a spicy claim that Aaron Rodgers had joined Nevillewood Country Club, one of Pittsburgh's premier golf destinations. Why does that matter? Because Rodgers is famously private. If he's asking to join a club in the Burgh, it could mean he plans to live here and play here. Fans ran wild with it. Was this the unofficial confirmation we've all been waiting for? Not so fast. KDKA's Rich Walsh quickly shot down the rumor, saying he spoke to the club president, and Rodgers is not a member. But here's the thing, Steelers fans. Rodgers is a master of keeping things under wraps. There's still a very real possibility that if he did inquire about joining, he could have asked the club to keep it quiet. Let's not forget, this is the guy who kept his injury details and comeback plans private for months. And according to multiple insiders, Rodgers has shown interest in Pittsburgh area golf clubs. So even if the Nevillewood rumor isn't confirmed, he's sniffing around. That's not smoke. That's a little bit of fire. Let's get real. If Rodgers was just enjoying the offseason, he wouldn't be throwing with DK Metcalf. He wouldn't be asking around about Pittsburgh golf clubs. This man is positioning himself for a return, and Steelers insiders remain confident that he will sign. The only question is, when? Mandatory minicamp kicks off in just under a month. While it's not essential for veterans, it would be a great chance for Rodgers to start building chemistry with DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, and Jaylen Warren. If he waits until training camp, that's his call. But every day counts when you're trying to lead a brand new offense. Still, make no mistake, if Rodgers signs, he's QB1. Period. Now, while we're all locked into Rodgers Watch 2025, another headline has popped up that we just have to address. And honestly, it might be one of the worst ideas we've heard this offseason. There's a social media narrative going around suggesting the Steelers should blow it all up and enter a full rebuild. The spark? The George Pickens trade to the Cowboys. Some fans and even some media outlets like Last Word on Sports are now saying we should follow that move by trading Minkah Fitzpatrick. Yes, you heard that right. Apparently, since the Steelers don't have an elite quarterback yet, some people think the answer is to gut the roster and start fresh. Let's just pump the brakes. Minkah Fitzpatrick is one of the top safeties in the league. Since being traded to the Steelers in 2019, he's made 4 Pro Bowls and earned first-team All-Pro honors twice. He's a leader, a playmaker, and a tone-setter for this defense. Could his production dip slightly as he enters the later stages of his career? Sure. But that doesn't mean you ship him off to Carolina or New Orleans for a draft pick that may or may not pan out. This team still has TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, and now DK Metcalf on offense. A Rodgers-led Steelers team with Minkah in the backfield is a contender, not a team that needs to tank. Rodgers would bring veteran presence to the offense. Minkah already anchors the secondary. You don't just give away players like that because you hit a few bumps in the road. That's not rebuilding. That's self-sabotage. Thankfully, the people who make decisions in the front office aren't chasing clicks or listening to Twitter polls. Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin know how to build a winning culture, and that starts with keeping your cornerstone players. Veteran running back Trey Surman has officially signed a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, Trey Surman? That guy who bounced around the league a bit? But let's break this down. because this move might actually be sneakier and smarter than it looks on the surface. The Steelers kicked off rookie minicamp on Friday, and as part of that, they brought in several veteran players on a tryout basis. Surman was one of them, and by Sunday afternoon, he had impressed enough to earn a contract. He's not some camp body. He's here to compete. This move was first reported by NFL insider Jordan Schultz, and it signals that Pittsburgh's front office is actively shaping the bottom half of the roster, a critical part of building a contender. A crowded running. Backroom gets even more competitive now. This is where it gets interesting. The Steelers' running back room was already a competitive situation, and Surman's arrival just turned up the heat. Let's take a look at the current RB situation. Jaylen Warren is clearly the leader right now. He's earned it. Explosive, consistent, tough. He's the guy. Caleb Johnson is the other name we're hearing will get significant reps. Young, fast, and versatile. Kenneth Gainwell, acquired this offseason, is also expected to make the final roster. That's 3 spots basically locked up. Last season, Pittsburgh only carried 3 running backs into Week 1. If that stays the same, Surman is fighting for a miracle. But if the Steelers decide to keep a 4th back, and they might, especially if one contributes on special teams, then the real battle comes down to Trey Surman, Cordarrelle Patterson, Jonathan Ward, and folks. Let's be real. Cordarrelle Patterson might be on borrowed time. Is Patterson on his way out? Patterson was brought in during the 2024 offseason with hopes that he could bring some dynamic playmaking and contribute as a return man. But the truth is, 2024 was rough for Patterson. He looked slow. His explosiveness wasn't there. And he ranked near the bottom of the league in kick return metrics. This isn't 2019 Cordarrelle anymore. Father Time is undefeated. And now with Trey Surman in the mix, a younger back who's still got tread on the tires and offers a bit of versatility, it makes you wonder, is this move setting up the team to move on from Patterson? Add to that the fact that Surman and Caleb Johnson both have experience in the return game, and Patterson's value starts to shrink fast. Surman's journey, from 3rd-round pick to fighting for a roster spot. Let's rewind the clock and look at Trey Surman's story real quick. Drafted in the 3rd round of the 2021 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers, spent just 1 season in San Francisco before getting waived, picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles, where he stayed for parts of 2022 and 2023, landed with the Indianapolis Colts, where he finally started to flash some potential, and here's the kicker. In one of his best games with the Colts, he put up over 1/3 of his total yardage in one outing against guess who? The Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, that's right. He balled out against us in 2023. Now he's switching sides, looking to prove he belongs in black and gold. He wore number 27 during rookie minicamp, but that number belongs to Corey Trice Jr. So expect that to change. But what doesn't change? His determination. This is a guy who's been through the grinder of the NFL. Cut, signed, cut again. And he's still standing. Now he's got a real shot to make a 53-man roster, and the Steelers are giving him that chance. Surman is a north-south runner. He's not going to dazzle with jukes or breakaway speed like Warren, but he's got vision, patience, and power. Think of him as a more physical complement to the Steelers' current backfield. He's also shown he can catch the ball out of the backfield and hold up in pass protection, which gives him added value as a rotational back or injury insurance. If he balls out in Latrobe during training camp, he could absolutely steal a roster spot, especially if Patterson doesn't bounce back. And hey, even if Surman doesn't make the 53, he's a solid option to stash on the practice squad, ready to be called up when injuries inevitably hit. So let's take stock. Steelers Nation. Aaron Rodgers is still on the table, and if we follow the clues, they all lead to him seriously considering Pittsburgh. The Nevillewood Golf Club rumor might not be confirmed, but his interest in the area is very real. Meanwhile, the wild idea to trade Minkah Fitzpatrick? Don't buy it. This team isn't rebuilding. It's reloading. George Pickens, gone. DK Metcalf? In Aaron Rodgers? Maybe next. The pieces are moving. This isn't the time to panic. This is the time to believe. So now we turn it over to you. What do you think about the Rodgers Golf Club rumors? Do you believe he's already made up his mind? And what would you say to the idea of trading Minkah Fitzpatrick? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Let's talk about it. And if you made it this far, hit that like button to show some love and subscribe so you never miss a second of this crazy Steelers offseason. Until next time, this is your Steelers Insider signing off. Here we go, Steelers.